Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. Today on the podcast, I'm joined by Dominic Alvernaz of Pitch Black North. Pitch Black North is the home of Satanic Tea Company and Satanic Coffee Company. Dominic has recently been doing some collaborations with bands like Ingested, Imperial Triumphant, and Cradle of Filth. I've been following his work on social media for a while, and it was awesome to get to catch up with him to talk about metal, tea, and of course, coffee. We did have some connection issues during the interview, so apologies for any audio weirdness. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, Caffeinated crew? I have the pleasure today of speaking with Dominic Alvernaz. He is the creator and just general master of teas at Satanic Tea Company. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you doing today, Dominic?
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excellent. I got my coffee, chatting to you, so we're all good here.
Awesome. So, beans and breakdowns, we're talking about coffee. We're talking about today, I think it's going to be a bit more metal, black metal themed. But what are you drinking on your side today?
I'm drinking my own coffee. It's Satanic Coffee Co. It's our only roast that we have right now. It's like a medium dark. It's called Blood Drenched Torture Chamber. And yeah, I got a bit of oat milk in there.
I'm actually drinking the exact same bean right now. I'm drinking the Blood Drenched Torture Chamber as well. It's a semi-wash Sumatra.
Yeah.
It's really good. I don't get a lot of Sumatras or dark roast, and this is definitely more on the medium side, I think.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about collaboration later, but the Grizzler did such a great job with like doing a darker Sumatra. I did brew it differently than my lighter roasted coffees, but it's really got a nice, robust like vanilla chocolatey flavor. It's really good.
Yeah, those are my favorite. Pretty much my two notes for coffee is just chocolatey notes for sure.
Chocolatey caramel sometimes with that. If you do a little bit darker, you tend to get a lot more caramel in there too. It's really good. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
I really wanted to get one of your mugs. Obviously on the podcast, they can't see your mug, but you have the Satanic, is it the Satanic Tea mug?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. Does it have like the thing on the, oh man, I love that mug so much.
I'll send you one. I have a bunch of extra ones that they sent me, but I'll send you one.
They're sick. I was literally about to buy one the other day and I got caught up doing something, but I love it. It's sick. On the same thing on the same subject of coffee, but obviously, you started out with the tea. How did you get introduced into tea mixing?
Basically when I started this venture in 2017, I wasn't really thinking about tea or coffee that much. I started it as a t-shirt company, actually. Just like a black metal t-shirt company. Very quick. And I guess I was interested a bit at tea, but I had a local company pre-made just like packs of tea with my logo on it. It wasn't like anything super special or interesting or from my creations at all. It was just I like this, so maybe we'll get into it a little bit with the t-shirts. At first, I was definitely a coffee drinker, but with zero experience with specifics or any with tea mixing. Totally brand new. I wanted to make a t-shirt company. And I was pretty scared of coffee snobs or snobs, but or just people looking down at someone new just entering the space at all. It was pretty daunting, just searching how to start a coffee company on your own. I was starting to sell t-shirts. Quickly, there's a massive oversaturation of black metal, satanic t-shirt companies. It's all very similar. You get lost in the bunch, I guess, pretty quickly. And then I started seeing people were really just digging the tea. So I made the decision just to really dive deep into just the whole tea side of it. which was pretty unexpected because it was wasn't expecting that much interest in tea. So I was already a tea drinker, but yeah, no experience with tea mixing or anything like that. Rented a kitchen, started experimenting with my own stuff and working on the branding, which was like similar. If you like understand the story, like the branding is kind of like what you might see a t-shirt company do with tea, if you've seen our Instagram or anything like that. So like, I guess maybe that would be like an influence of how we portray ourselves online. Yeah, and it just kind of snowballed into what we are today. I love mixing tea. I love all experimentation and just all the different processes of it. And now working with a bigger company called Drenched in Calgary as well. She's a local tea maker, and she's been able to teach me more about like sourcing from farms, working with the people who grow the ingredients and stuff. So it's been a pretty crazy journey from t-shirt company to where we are now as a tea, not a t-shirt company.
So was it started more like a pun, like Satanic Tea, like with 2 E's, and then you added the A? No,
actually, it's like I guess we have 2 official names now. The first one was Pitch Black North, which is what we started as. And as people just kind of just the Satanic Tea, like in some of our little adverts, that kind of just stuck more with people, and it was a more direct and like you get the message much more clear, I guess. So we just kind of leaned into that as well. No pun intended with the Satanic Tea. It was Pitch Black North first, and then the Satanic Tea Co just kind of stuck like maybe a year in, and then we just leaned into that.
So in terms of, going from Pitch Black North and the t-shirt company into, doing the tea mixing and all of that, what led the coffee to come into play? I know you spoke about, you were a coffee person first, obviously, but what led to introducing the roasting side?
For sure. I was a coffee drinker first. I still like, just like a good big cup of coffee first thing in the morning. And then I'll have tea throughout the day. And just with working with the Grizzler in Edmonton, Alberta, they were my first cafe that supplied my tea like wholesale. So we've had a working relationship for pretty much like after the first year I started. And then, just the opportunity came up. We were just chatting, just like out of the blue, just would you ever roast me some coffee to a collaboration to sell through Satanic Tea Co, because I know while we are a tea company, I know a lot of our customers like coffee too. And I think they'd like it if we had like at least one offering of coffee. And Drew from the Grizzler was super into the idea. He was just gave me a rundown of like the type of beans that they had and were expecting to bring in. And then I was pretty selfish with the flavor notes because I just chose all the ones that I personally like myself, which is like you said earlier, the chocolatey vanilla type of notes. And that was even the first one we had, the Satanic Coffee 001, which was like the Sumatra, but just a bit lighter of roast. And just as soon as we mentioned we were going to start offering coffee, people were much more into it than I thought they would be, which is the creation of Satanic Coffee Co, which is like just, I guess, the seedling for now that will hopefully grow into something that we can make cool stuff happen with down the road. But for now, we have one blend available. We'll have a couple more in the fall. And that's where we're at with Satanic Coffee Co currently. You
said you have a new blend in the fall?
There's I have a meeting with Drew from the Grizzler. He's going to show me some stuff that he seems pretty excited about. I don't know too much yet, but hopefully there will be obviously something delicious down the road in the fall, as well as more Sumatra beans.
In terms of the tea side, is there any collaborations coming up that you can speak about? Because I know sometimes people like to keep it, on the DL.
Oh yeah, totally. There's there's quite a few that are coming up. I don't know if I can talk about any of them, but I can give like, I guess we're doing, I guess depending on what your big four in death metal is, like I feel like potentially a big four death metal band. But yeah, depending on who you are, but in my big four, it's I think we have something exciting coming up with a big death metal band, a new metal band, and a black metal fan who's also like adult star, I believe. Something super limited edition with them. But yeah, it's all like going to be announced pretty quick. They're all like pretty much ready to go in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, lots of not just music collaborations, different types of artists will be coming up right away here.
That's super sick. I've recently gotten much more into death metal because I grew up like a hardcore metalcore kid. And so I love this like re-entrance of people my age and younger, because I'm 28, so I'm not really a young kid anymore. But, you know, bringing in like even Gatecreeper and like Purgatory is another one. They're more like street death metal from Indiana. They're just super sick, and like young dudes doing kind of like just straight up death metal with like the HM2 sound, and like basically it's just super sludgy and gross, and I love it.
No, totally. When you asked like the sound or like what I'm listening to in the questions here, I was just like just looking at my Spotify, and it's like pretty much just all the Maggot Stomp, Resurgence, like 200 Stab Wounds, Undeath, the Frozen Soul, Bog. Like it reminds me, because I'm 30 and I grew up on like MySpace was how I got introduced to like really crazier metal that wasn't just like Unearth, I guess, like heavier. It just reminds you of just like all those MySpace bands, like all the pig squeals and stuff. Yeah. So it's very nostalgic, but with like a more modern twist on it. So I'm very much on the Maggot Stomp train right now.
And then there's a band that I recently saw a set. They were opening for 200 Stab Wounds, and I cannot pronounce that name. The Sans Swiga. What is? How do you pronounce it?
I'm I gotta read it.
Yeah, they opened. They were called Terminal Nation from Little Rock, and they're super sludgy and great, but it's like that death metal with like a hardcore sound over the top of it and the vocals. I'm very much about it.
Yeah, for sure. That's sick.
So yeah, I mean, that leads me to kind of switch gears a bit. We can get into the music side of it. You're currently kind of on that Maggot Stomp, Resurgence. What else are you listening to right now?
Well, that takes up like a large majority when I'm working. Just we put like one of those bands on it just to do on like the loop. But I really dug also recently, I guess, I don't know if you heard the new Death Heaven, 2 new Death Heaven songs, or 3 maybe, which is also like, really different.
I think it's 3, yeah.
But yeah, I really dug those. I wasn't sure what to think hearing all the, just like, I don't know, just scroll on Facebook, seeing Death Heaven releases a clean singing track. And I really am excited to see what more that will be like. Because I feel like it's sort of miss when bands throw in a brand new element like that when it's nothing at all what it used to be. But yeah, I think they did it. But I'm stoked to see what else that will be like. But I think that's like, yeah.
It was, my friend is a huge Death Heaven fan. And so he texted me one day and just said, "New Death Heaven ? And I was like, New Death Heaven? And then I was expecting it to sound like Black Brick, that single that they released in 2019 or 2020, early 2020. And when I turned it on, it was straight up shoegaze, post-punk with some singing, and then he brought in, that black metal fry vocal at the end. But it's been really cool to see them kind of transform, because it's always, they've been in that line between shoegaze and black metal, and then they just added in that post-punk sound. It's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've heard of that band because I also grew up like hardcore, metalcore in the early years for sure. And I was watching some Southern California hardcore festival, and it must have been like in their early years because it was like they stuck out such amongst all like the other hardcore bands. Like, oh, so what is this? And you check them out, it's like, oh, it's shoot black metal band on a hardcore fest.
That was probably around the time that Sunbather was out, because I remember some of my friends were huge into that first Death Heaven release, and then when Sunbather came out, they exploded. Yeah. And all of my hardcore friends were like, "It's black metal."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, Sunbather is great. That's a definitely solid album.
Are you also into some of the more traditional black metal? Because I see the content that you do online is that black metal vocal announcing the tea ingredients for the lattes. And it has that sound from like Norwegian, like nature, like the nature black metal style.
Oh yeah, it's really black metal inspired. I dig old school black metal. It's like I don't know. It's interesting. People like to talk shit about just like, I don't know, like the movie Lord House, or talking out on just like, I don't know, just like people who don't like fun, I guess. I'm super into all of that. And the black metal vocals for the ingredient is definitely, I guess there's like a touch of humor involved. I hope people get the touch of humor because black metal is, I feel like, no fun type of area for some people. I guess a few messages saying you're a poser, like stuff like that from 14-year-olds all the time since we started making these videos. It's like kind of weird. People get really weird about it. But yeah, I love it. I feel like I like all aspects of it except for the extreme racism in some corners. I'm not down with that. But it's just, I don't know. It's an interesting piece of metal history that is still radically fun for me to take part in, take pieces from, to use with my tea company. Yeah,
I definitely see, like, it's fun to see like the satire, because you have to see the humor in it. I mean, you're in most of the videos, it's you in a gimp mask, like doing just weird shit with tea, and it looks like blood, but it's obvious. Yeah, exactly. It's obviously like, beet tea and making like lattes, but then it's just this outrageous, insane vocal announcing all of the ingredients. And it definitely is so fun when I'm like scrolling through and one of the videos pops up. I'm like, oh shit, what's this going to be? And it's just ridiculous. It's always ridiculous.
Like we made grilled cheese. This was the video. Some grilled cheese with tea. So enjoy.
The one with the cloud foam is probably my favorite. It's like, with cloud foam. Yeah. And it's just like cloud foam filling up. It's like, oh my God. It's so soft and like white girl innocence.
No, yeah. It's like...
Because it's like, no, go ahead.
Sorry. No, yeah. I just saw one video of someone. I didn't realize. Yeah, so totally new at making drinks. I feel like it's obvious for if you're like a pro drinker, you're seeing me make these stupid drinks, but just like how easy it was to make froth foam. Like you just need that little thing. I didn't realize how...
The frother.
I just like steam milk at home, like the microwave or something. And ever since I got a frother, the rest is history, I guess. Now I'm just frothing everything.
Oh man, there's nothing in the kitchen that can't be frothed.
No, for real. It's crazy. You just need a couple ingredients and then you're off to the races.
Yeah, I think it's funny that you get hate even on the Pitch Black North stuff, because it's... I mean, to most people, you could see that it's something fun that's related to black metal and metal in general, but it's like, opening it up for people that wouldn't usually be interested in it. But then having like elitist, I love talking about elitism, because like I have people on here all the time where it's like, yeah, people call me out and they said that this isn't metal and it's clearly metal, or like this isn't hardcore. It's just really fun to rattle people, like be like,
yeah,
that's not, you're a poser. It's like, I'm just having fun. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you, man.
Calling someone a poser. No, I can't imagine. It's just it's such a thing to, I don't know, weird to me. That's fine. You could be a poser, I guess. Like I'm still just gonna keep on being me, I guess.
It's not keeping me up at night.
No, yeah. So but like it's clearly riles some people up to core.
So do y'all ever get, overly Christian people commenting on the videos that are like, this is of the devil?
Yeah, not so much anymore. We had, it was more so on TikTok, I guess. We had our deleted and then we just got it back recently, but before it was deleted, it was like every video, like thousands, some people, like, I don't know how they organize so quickly to like, I don't know what happens. Like, yeah, we used to get tons of people flooding our comment section, but yeah, since the last few months, like it's very rare or weird. I don't know because the videos do better now than they ever were. So like, I don't know. I'm not complaining though, but because I feel
it's really funny.
Yeah, the more they comment, the quicker I feel like your videos get taken down because the videos get reported to get down all the time still, but not too many comments these days, which is a nice break from the craziness.
Yeah, it's super great because I know my family, like they're very, I'm from the South, like I'm from Georgia. So a lot of my family, if they saw it, they'd be like, oh my goodness, I can't even believe it. What is this world coming to? And I'd be like, this is just fun.
No, yeah, totally. I came from a very Christian Catholic upbringing, and I definitely feel you there. With my parents are chill, but like different family members, they see it as like, yeah, I'm now the crazy sinner, which is funny and cool at the same time.
We have a few in my family, but I try to keep a low profile.
The low profile was blown when I put the gimp mask on.
And posted pictures of it all over the internet. Like, they're like, did you see Dominic? Yeah. And it's just like...
in the New York Times.
Oh.
Not good. Actually, yeah. It's all good.
That's great. Well, to close things out, I'm going to ask the infamous final question. What is your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
Probably, I haven't been to like a few. It's like so crazy to think of going to shows right now. Yeah, there hasn't been too many in Calgary, but I'm from Vancouver originally. I would say probably Vancouver. Always, at least fans go there on their tour dates. I've been to Montreal. It's usually local shows, but that always see there. And obviously, you can get, I feel, pretty high quality coffee in more places than not. Is it like maybe downtown Edmonton or Calgary? Actually, downtown Calgary has tons of great coffee. Who am I kidding? Edmonton, I don't know. Yeah, Vancouver or Montreal would definitely be the top two cities for beans and breakdowns.
I haven't been to Vancouver yet. It's on my list, but also Calgary has a festival that's getting pretty big now. It's called the Wild Rose Festival, I think is what it's called.
The Hardcore Festival?
Yeah.
They canceled. I know, like, obviously they were going to have a huge lineup last year with like Knock Loose and Madball and some other big names, I think. I know they were planning. I was just talking to one of them, one of the organizers at a market we were doing, and they seem like, yeah, they're trying to get some more for next year. So it should be really cool to see happen in Calgary, which nothing like that happens here except for those guys are doing right now.
Well, that's sick. Yeah, Montreal is definitely a great, city for metal and coffee. And I know a lot of people in Vancouver, that scene is sick too. Well, thank you so much for taking the time in your morning to talk to me on a Saturday. Go enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I really appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry about any audio issues I may cause.
No, it's all good. It could be from my end and something's just weird and doesn't want me to have a good interview.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, and we'll be looking out for the new collaborations and everything. And I'm probably going to buy a mug from you very soon. So take care.
No, I'll send you. Yo, I just wanted to give us a shameless plug. We're going to be putting out our own original music with Satanic Tea Co. Like we're putting a death metal album. So be on the lookout so that even more haters can come to our and judge us for our music. But yeah, hopefully this year, at the end of the year, we'll have at least a single and a music video out.
So look out for that, because that's going to be fucking awesome.
Hopefully. It's awesome. Yeah,
It'll be awesome. It'll be cool. Well, awesome. Take care. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks so much. Talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to give a huge shout out to Dominic for coming on the podcast to chat. I had a great time meeting him and learning about what he's up to with Pitch Black North. For more information, you can find them online at pitchblacknorth.com, also on Instagram and TikTok. He has a lot of great content out there. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. Also, if you'd like to learn more about the podcast, you can find us online at beansandbreakdowns.com and on Instagram at beansandbreakdowns. Until next week, stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up!